Yo, what up, people? Happy New Year, and welcome back to Grow, Develop, Evolve, the place where you will find move-proof motivation, tools, and encouragement to help you show up for life on life's terms. I am your host, Bryce the Third, and we're just gonna get straight to it. I believe that we are entering into an era of that will be free from the bullshit, the fluff, the non-substantial. And the reason I believe that is because I feel like we tired. I feel like we tired. I feel like for so long, the things that have been curated, the things that have been targeted to us, they have been blasted. And, especially on social media where there's all this data collection and they collecting data about you and then they target stuff to you due to what it is that they found out about you. And they is me. Like I run ads and I know how that works. And it's interesting when I first started running ads, I was like, nah, this is not gonna work because I can't just pick out a subset of people's interests and just assume that they'll be interested in what it is that I'm targeting to them, even though that because they said that they like these things, that they align with the content that I'm creating or the product that I'm selling. And sure enough, it worked like that. It's worked like that. And so imagine if me, somebody who I would consider myself to be good-willed, eh, can have access to this way of advertising by finding out what it is that you said that you're interested in. Imagine how, y'all get the ads. Y'all might have got an ad before this video or before you playing this podcast that felt like the reason it was targeted to you is because they felt that you are the target audience for what it is that they have to sell. And ultimately online, this is about 80% of everything, even when it comes to news articles. Like they'll write the most craziest headline, which could be detrimental to the individuals that are covered in the headline because they need to get you to click. Because when you click, then that's how they make their marketing dollars. That's the business of media. And so a majority of the shit that you find online is built upon this notion that to get their attention is the goal. And so you have all of this fluff and all of this shit that has no substantial meaning, especially like the more urgent stuff that is like, okay, this is very important and this should be very important to you. And if it's not, you're stupid or whatever, right? And you feel like you out the loop when you see this big crazy headline like the end of the world by aliens is coming in 2025 or and it's like, yo, like, let me click on that. And so there's a lot of techniques that people use and they use these techniques to get your attention. And I really think we tired. I really think we tired. I don't know about y'all. I'm tired. But from the people that I've talked to, from the different circles that I've been in, we want real shit. We want authenticity. Maybe on YouTube, we want videos that are uncut and just somebody just keeping it real 100% and just going straight into it and straightforward and none of the flashy crazy shit, And don't keep me for too long, but also like keep it real with me. And to keep it 100% real with you all, like I'm tired of it. I know y'all tired of it. And so I want to contribute to the spaces that are pushing forward the honesty, the openness, the transparency, the human element of this experience that we call life. Here we discuss tools and lessons and bring on guests that will to share their experiences and allow for us to pick their brains and shortcut their processes and increase the quality of our lives. And like that's something that's going to be time tested. That's something that is substantial. And that's what I want to fight for, being a thing that's at the forefront of the culture of the zeitgeist. Like all this fast fashion, internet news, and all like trends. And the thing about a trend is that it's trendy, and if you get on it too late, like it's no longer applicable to life. And so, like, do you really want to live like that? Like, do you really want to live a life where like all you care about is what everybody else is caring about for the moment? A lot of times, I find that could be a distraction from what's really the conversation that we need to have with ourselves. And I'm not the right police or anything like what's right for you, but I know for me, like when I get too focused on what them and them got going on, or if I'm looking for like there was a time in life where and I'm not proud of this time. It was before it was X, it was Twitter. I used to go on Twitter just to see like what's the news, like what is the newness. It's like I was trying to fill a hole that I could never fill. It was like putting water in a glass without a bottom in it. I just needed something new. And the internet is full of that, and none of it holds any type of weight. About 20% of it does, because you think about media in general. I can go grab Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. I could find somebody like Ali Abdal. I could tap into somebody like Tom Bilyeu, or was it I forgot my man School of Greatness, or I could go watch a Sadhguru video, or I could watch a video from a different time period, or like really stuff that like sustains me and builds me up and gives me like some of that soul food. But a majority of shit is just bullshit for real. Like it's just bullshit. And I think that's what makes it harder to find the real shit, is that the bullshit is at the forefront. And I predict that 2025 is going to be the beginning of that renaissance of like the real shit coming back to the forefront. There's a couple of things that come to mind for me that is an indication of that. And I'm a hip hop head, so the whole Kendrick and Drake deal with like, the poppy hit making machine being dethroned by the conscious, aggressive, street certified, but conscious, and not like a gangster type artist, right? Like that's the popular within the culture. I'm also noticing a lot of YouTubers taking off by just doing uncut videos. Like I've always done. Like I've never been the one to like go super crazy. I think I've had to like learn how to like do crazy edits and keep attention and make things super flashy. But like these have been the best videos that I've ever been able to do. Like the improvisation, to turning it on and just sharing what it is that I've learned like in a straight go. That's been my format. And I've seen a lot of people like kind of take off from using that format. And I think that's dope. I think that's dope because that shows what the culture is thirsty for. That shows what the culture is hungry for. And I think that's what happens with spirits. When spirits are beat up for so long with things that don't mean shit, and then, a spirit goes to grab for it and it disappears. How many times I'm going to go grab for something and it disappears and dissipates and becomes not a trend anymore before it's like, yo, give me something real. So I just want to start the conversation. I just want to put this video here to let you know that if you feel this way, you're not the only one that feel this way. And that it may be worthwhile to subscribe to this podcast, to this YouTube channel, wherever you found this at, because like this is where that shit live. This is where we discuss what's really real and the things that have been able to stand the test of time, and the things that are mood proof and that don't fluctuate depending on how I feel. That real fucking shit. This is what we here for. So let me know in the comments how you feel about where we're at right now. 2025 has just begun, and there's I stay out of the news, but there's certain things that make its way to me, and that's the thing about this channel. And I kind of want to talk on this too, because uh, there's reaction videos and there's people that will pop on and take what's going on currently and use that as the subject for the video, because that's what gets clicks and likes. And I might take advantage of that moving forward in different ways, but it has to be authentic and organic and in alignment with BryceTheThird and what it is that I'm building here. But the thing is, I can't stay unplugged from like the bigger things, but I can build a bubble. And some people would call that a negative thing to do. My grandfather, he'll tell me like, well, how will you know what's going on if you don't watch the news? I'm like, bro, like I'm just not gonna know. Like, and a lot of times the news cycle comes and goes, and whatever happened or whatever was the most popular thing, whatever everybody was talking about in that moment, like within a month or two, like it's of the past, and nobody cares, nobody's even thinking about it, and that person has the person in focus has dissipated or whatever, and now I'm left looking for something else to be the hottest thing to talk about, And so I stay unplugged. Let me know in the comments too if you have a process of like curating your experience. Do you stay unplugged? Is there a way that you purposely unplugged, or are you always getting a steady drip of content? Are you always like tapped into the zeitgeist or whatever like that? And how's that working for you? But yeah, this is an episode just to kind of like plant my flag in the sand and maybe weed some of y'all out that don't belong here. Because if you're looking for, the trendy stuff and the flashy stuff and the stuff that like, the fireworks, you probably not gonna get that here. But what I will tell you is that what you'll be able to find here are the things that stand the test of time for people. For me, the things that I share will be the things that are mood proof that allow for me to show up regardless of how I feel, and contribute to the ever growing quality of life that I live, and that those around me live, and that the things that I pour my time and energy into have. That's what we focused on here, and I think 2025 is going to be that year that like we really start figuring out how to build that type of culture. You got a lot of people with their hats in the ring to make this thing the most prominent thing, and it's going to take you focusing on clicking on. I could cut that out. I should cut that out, but I won't because I want to keep it authentic. It's going to take you listening to episodes like this, podcasts like this, shows like this, YouTube videos like this, and running the stats up on this to make sure that this is the type of energy that continues to be maintained and championed within culture, within media. You got to give that social equity, you got to give that brand equity to the people who are actually putting forth an effort to create outlets of authenticity, of foundational building, of just being real, just being human, having a real human experience and not a curated, flashy, bullshit ass, fluffy ass experience. So let me know in the comment if you think that this is where we're headed, and let me know in the comments if you down the ride, because that's where I'm headed. So stay tuned, and happy New Year, happy 2025. Let's make this thing work. All right, catch you later.